thank God that I finally found you. In all my life, I pray for someone like you. And I hope that you feel the same way too. What's up? What's up? What's up? I hope you had a today is Thursday. Somebody's calling me. Guess not. Yes. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, my bad. So so um so yeah, you know, today is Thursday. Today is Thursday, and you know, I want to do a little throwback. Do a little throwback and say and share a little bit, and talk a little bit. Maybe give a little testimonial live. You know, that live is a picture from a couple months ago, back in October, November, a couple months ago. So so I want that picture, and I was saying the title of the video is "Thank God I didn't stay there." And a lot of times, it's never where you start. It's never where you start. It's never where you start a race. Like if you ever ran track, or if you ever ran any kind of race, I went through anything, then you know that it's never how you start. It's always how you finish. And I want to give a thanks. I want to be thankful and grateful to not only for my parents but for my grandparents on both sides. Um, my grandfather, my grandmother, my grandmother on my mom's side, my grandfather, and my grandmother on my dad's side. And I was just thinking. I was watching last night. I was watching, and I actually saw the clip for it today on TV today. I saw a clip for it. They were showing it today on TV, but I watched it yesterday. Men of Honor, and in Men of Honor, it's what if you haven't seen it yet, it's with Robert De Niro, Cuba Gooding Jr. Great movie, but it's about Carl Bashir. Carl Bashir was in the Navy. He was one of the first Master Chiefs, the first African Americans to make Master Chief in the Navy. But it's not the first. I think he was the first people people of color to make Master Chief in the Navy. And so he one of the scenes that I love from the movie is the fact that he had his father told him, he said he came up on the farm. Came up on the farm. His dad was plowing, plowing the mules. You know how you get behind back then. They were plowing mules. And his dad was plowing, and he said that he went out to his dad and told him, he said, Dad, he said, I'm not going to school today. He said, I'm not going to school today. And he told him, he said, my kids go to school. And he said, they're gonna move another family. They're gonna move another family in here, and they're gonna move another family in here where the kids work too. And so the dad, like, he kind of sighed because he wants the child to get an education. He sighed and he thought about it. He said, "Well," he said, "all right then." And he said, promise me one thing, Carl." He said, "Promise me one thing." He said, "Don't end up like me." And so they fast forward to, Cuba Gooding Jr. He's up in age. He's up in age, and he's going off to the Navy. And he tells him, he goes to him and tells him, "Hey, how you doing? Good afternoon, good evening, depending on watching this video." He tells him, he says, "Thank you for watching." I mean, he says, you say, you're going, but it's gonna get hard for you. It's gonna get hard for you, but don't quit on me. Don't quit on me. And so throughout the whole course of the movie, he thought about his dad. And so I thought about not only on my dad's side, with my grandfather, my grandmother, but sacrifices they made for their kids to go to school. but my mom as well. And you know, just to be thankful for that, you know, thankful for that. 'Cause, like, regardless of where you at in your life, somebody had to start somewhere, and you have to just add on to what they started. But with my mom, she came home from she didn't want to go stay in college. She came home and said she wasn't going back. And my grandma said okay. My grandma said okay, and she sent her out, and they went out. Back then they had like you go on a bean farm, pick beans. And same thing with on my dad's side with his older children. We went out and picked beans, and she went out and picked beans that summer. And after that, she went back to school. So she didn't want no part. She didn't want no parts of being out there in that hot sun because we live in South Florida. She didn't want no part of that hot sun out there picking beans. So, you know, thankful for, you know where you come from, know where you've been at, and know where you are, you know, and know who paved the way for you. And so fast forward to now, you know, I have my ups and downs. A lot of things that I go through, a lot of things I've been through, is not because nobody didn't tell me. Nobody didn't tell me. People told me. I just, you know, chose to be hard headed and chose to do things gun steps way. And you know, I have to live with the decisions I made. But I'm thankful for what they told me. I'm thankful for the guidance that they gave me. And you know, I can't really see, but yeah, the guidance they gave me. And I'm thankful for where I was, and thankful for where I am today. Because without those, and you may feel the same way, you may not feel the same way, but without the things, and I believe in God. And so without the things that you go through in life, you got two options when you're going through certain things. You can either learn from them and adjust and do better, or you can sink. You can sink. You can try to swim and hold on to stuff, and you can sink and drown. Because life will eat you up. And I say that all the time. But you know, a couple months ago, I was in the streets. I know I said that before in my other videos, but I was in the streets, and I really didn't have a hope. I didn't have a prayer. You know, I was just like, you know, sometimes you can get down on yourself and get depressed. And so that's where I was at. There's a fly in here, but that's where I was at. And you know, through God, through prayer, hey, how you doing? Through God and through prayer, you know, I was able to bounce back. But one thing about going through your ups, going through your downs, your trials, your tribulations, you know, once you decide to put God in the mix of things you're doing, once you decide to put God in the mix of everything, put him in the head of your life, then you know you got to lean on him more. You lean on him more. Just like I said, I told the story before. I'm gonna tell it again because it's prevalent to what we're talking about now. You know, just like a child. You know, when you starting out and you putting God, put your faith in God. I'm talking about God. Yes, I'm talking about God. And so, but yeah, you know, you're like a child. You're like a child, and you know, you have to. When you're a child, you depend on your parents. You know, to walk. You know, to walk. They help you talk. They help you learn how to speak. You know, if you fall, they pick you up. The same thing. The same thing in the spiritual sense, in my opinion. It's the same thing in the spiritual sense. You have to lean on God for everything, and you can't rely on man. You can rely on man some, but the in this grand scheme of things, you have to lean on God. Put God as the center. Put God as the head of everything. Let God lead you, and be thankful. Be thankful, and give thanks not only for where you at, but have faith and know where you're going. You know, because a lot of times you can't see. Like I can go outside right now and look. I can say I want to go to. Just say I want to go to Miami. I want to go to Miami. I want to go to Miami. I can't see Miami from here. I can't see the city from here. But if I keep going in that direction, if I keep going in that direction, sooner or later I'm gonna get there. You know what I mean? And it may be some ups and downs. You know, I can hardly see. You know, it'll be some ups and downs. Yeah, name. Yeah, but I can start. I can start walking. I can start walking and moving in that direction. And you know, I can't. I can't see it. I can't see it. That's the part. That's the part of having faith. That's a part of having faith. Is having faith is knowing that God is going to deliver, even if you can't see it. If you can't see the actions, I mean, you can't see the outcome. You know. So, but yeah, get some of your comments here. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Uh, you just say that same thing over and over again, man. Okay, yeah, and then I thought you had some stuff of some good stuff to talk about, but you saying the same thing over and over again. I can't respond to that. But yeah, I say I believe in God. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. So whether you believe it or not, I don't know what you're trying to get at. But I don't come in here. I don't come in here. I don't come in here to debate the Bible. I come in here to testify and tell you how good God is. Now, if you can get in alignment with that and adjust to that, then we on the same page. But I don't come here to debate the Bible. I'm not a Bible scholar. I'm just somebody that found God and come on here to testify on how good God is. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just telling you how good God is and how good God has been to me. So I'm the authority on that. All the other stuff, I'm studying to show myself approved too. Now I'm trying to show myself approved too. And the way God touches you when you read, I don't care what the preacher say, the pastor say, but when you read and study the Bible for yourself and talk to God for yourself, the God might give you a different vision that He might give somebody else. So you can't go by, even though the pastor has been studying all his life, you can't go by what his message is. You have to study for yourself and pray for yourself so God can give you a message, because your message might be different than what the pastor has. The pastor has a different message than you have. Because when you stand before God, you're not going to judge the pastor. You're going to judge you. So, know that, my friend. Know that and know that. Study so you can show y'all so that thyself approve. So I don't want to get preachy, but yeah, study so yourself approve. Don't yeah. But anyway, I want to come on here and just tell you that I'm thankful, and we all should be thankful. It all depends on where you come from, and thankful you're not in the same spot you're in tomorrow. You're here today. If you're watching me, you're here today, and if you're watching me tomorrow, then you're here another day. But you have another opportunity to get right or fix whatever you didn't get right today or yesterday. You have opportunity to move in a different direction. You say, okay, well, I did this yesterday, and I don't like what happened. I don't like the outcome of that. What happened that day? What happened yesterday? So I'm change things around, and move different, so I can have a different outcome going forward. Because like I always say, if every day you put a pebble, if you put a pebble in a bowl, if you get a bowl and you put let's say a penny, say pennies. People don't use pennies anymore, but they're getting rid of pennies. Anyway, that's another topic for another day. I ain't gonna talk about Agent Orange. I heard somebody got arrested, but he threatened them, so he threatened them too. But anyway, if you put a penny in a jar every day, eventually that jar is gonna overflow. So you have to make deposit, even with a bank. If you got a bank account, if you deposit money every day in your bank account, sooner or later you look up and realize you have a certain amount in your bank account. Another analogy: if you in your sink and you cut the water on, you run the water for a long period of time. Sooner or later, that water is going to overflow. So I'm just saying, put daily deposits in change. Put daily deposits in change, and people's opinions of you or your life don't really matter. I know I said that in my earlier video, but people's opinions don't matter. And one of my subscribers, thank God for them. I don't know if they might watch the replay, but thank God for them, because they said it in plain English. They say, You know, I'd rather have God's opinion because people's opinions don't really matter. That's the truth. You know, people's opinions don't matter, but sometimes people can't see your growth, and sometimes they really don't want to see it. In some cases, they really don't want to see it. But you have to continue to press on and thank God anyway. And so I just want to come up because I said Throwback Thursday. I seen that picture. That picture came up. The picture that you see on my time on the thumbnail, is a picture of me when I was homeless a couple of months ago. And I thank God. I thank God that I'm here. Thank God that I'm not where I was. Not only in the physical, but in the spiritual sense. I'm not where I was, and I thank God for it. And as long as I have breath in my body, I'm gonna come on here and share and give testimony and testify to the goodness of God, because I want people to know, I want people to know that regardless of where you are in your life, no matter where you are in your life, and like I always say, people may turn their back on you, your friends, your family, whomever may turn their back on you, but God will never leave you, never forsake you, and God loves you. So, know that for sure, know that without a doubt. And like I said to my friend here, um, we can come on here and talk. We can come on here. You can share what you want. You can share. And next time I come on here, you can share, and I'll jot it down. And I'll read it for myself. But just know, like I said, I'm not a biblical scholar, and I'm not here to debate the Bible with nobody. I'm just here to come on here and tell you how good God is and how good God has been to me. So with that being said, I'm gonna get off of here. I thank y'all for watching. Thanks those that tuned in, watching on replay. If you're watching on replay, or you watching you watching live, or you watch live, thank God for you. But I be seeing you like I come live daily, and like I always say, tell somebody love, because you never know when you're gonna go. You never know when they're gonna go. Kiss the ones you love. You never know when you can kiss them again. And also, a kind word, a kind gesture can go a long way. You never know what you do, who you do it for, how it can impact their life. Because we're all going through something, and a kind word, a kind gesture can change somebody's life. You just don't know. So with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed, and I guess I'll see y'all. I don't have no more comments. I don't have no more comments. I don't think. So I guess I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday, and I figured I'd come on and do a Throwback Thursday today and tell y'all that regardless of where you at, regardless of where you're at in your life, keep pressing, because and build on that step by step, brick by brick, step by step, brick by brick, and lay the foundation. And the foundation is a spiritual foundation. Put God first. That's your foundation. Put God first, and build on that. And I promise you, this will work out for you. So stay prayerful, stay blessed, and I'll see you next video. I'm out. Peace.